All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Let's see. Is there anything more on this? I'm trying to look up this guy to see if we can actually establish some type of contact.
Breaking news out of Easton tonight. Police say that they have arrested a man that they are accusing of taking pieces of meat stuffed with fish hooks and throwing them on the ground throughout different areas downtown. Animal experts say that this can be very dangerous, even potentially deadly.
Yeah, I'm guessing we don't need to check in with an animal expert to learn that a fish hook being consumed by a dog or whatever animal is potentially very dangerous. Badger says seagulls would be way more entertaining. Yeah, I can't get behind any type of animals being harmed. Katani Gooch needs to join the 69 news team. So you'd have Gooch and Sack anchoring the news. Ben Glaze says that the reporter whose last name is Sack, her dad, Harry, is proud of her reporting. Harry Sack. Bob says that this is 15 minutes from him in Easton. You should call a gas station downtown and get the pulse of the city. It's a great idea. Easton, PA gas station. Okay, let's see. Where are we going in Easton, PA? Okay, there is Phillipsburg. Lots of gas stations to visit. Let's check in with the local Shell station. Uh, 484-544-8530. Awesome start.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area.
What the fuck? This is ridiculous. All right, maybe this one. This is my last attempt. This is all Chris's fault. The pulse of the city. I'm easily influenced, by the way. It's not going to work. By the way, Man Bun Chris, so glad you're here. I was chatting with him yesterday via text. Right now, his asshole just got a little tighter for reasons that I cannot say. Don't worry, your secret is fine with me. I will not tell everybody that you are becoming a woman. Try a local Turkey Hill. No, I'm not going to do it. All right. Pulse of the City with Eric Zane. The sport of skeleton is one in the Olympics where you jump on a sled and you go ripping down the hill like the same course as like the bobsledders go on. And it's like huge amounts of speed, like 100 miles an hour. And you got to steer the sled, and you got to have the fastest time, and then you win. There's even two-man skeleton, which I forget how that even starts out, but they're like laying on each other. A dude from the Ukrainian team had, because they got to wear a helmet. A guy from the Ukrainian skeleton team, he's there. He's one of the best skeleton racers in the world. He's there in Italy to represent Ukraine. And there's a ton of Ukrainian athletes and coaches who have been killed since the war with Russia started. Side note, one of the hard-living liners up north was just killed, and they sent his body back home. I'm not even kidding you. A guy from the hard-living line in northern Michigan, Q100 listener, he woke up one day, and he's pissed off that the war between Ukraine and Russia is going on. He flew to Ukraine and took up arms and was helping them fight. And he was killed in action, and they just sent him home. Holy fuck. I'm just going to tell you that if my son decided that that's what he was going to do, I think I would intentionally harm him so that he couldn't go. Like drug him and then amputate a leg or something. Kidnap him. There's no fucking way anybody close to me is going to go fight for another country. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I will say this. Ever since this year of politics has been happening, it's like the war in Ukraine doesn't exist. It's like the Gaza-Israel thing does not exist. Think about that. When's the last time you heard about any of these stories? Anyway, Vladislav Haraskevich, he has a helmet. His skeleton helmet has all the dead guys on it to honor their memory. And he asked if he could wear the helmet. And that's, to me, is the problem. You don't ask permission. You just do it and see if anybody notices. And if they do, just say, what? Oh, I didn't know. I mean, if you really want to get something by, what people don't know won't hurt them. Nobody gives a shit about the helmet. Okay? But he wanted to honor, like, the whole team is dead. He's the only Ukrainian athlete that is alive, this guy. So basically, the helmet is loaded with all these dead people, like their images. And I don't know if it's an image taken while they're massacred on the battlefield or if they're pictures of them not massacred. I'm guessing that the helmet had images of, like, blown up bodies. And that's why the International Olympic Committee has said you cannot wear this helmet. It's disgusting. Because, you know, they can get, the way technology is, they can put anything on a helmet. I've seen the goalie helmets for the Griffins, and they're fantastic. But he had, like, there was a liver and then a foot and then brains, destroyed limbs, and there was a penis, a mangled penis on there. There was some dead babies. And so the IOC said, no, you cannot, because he actually said, hey, can I wear this? Which is ridiculous. You never, ever ask for permission. You always just do it and then ask for forgiveness. It's so much easier. I live by this. You never, ever want to ask for permission because people think that they have to tell you no. Now, honestly, I don't want to see a helmet like that with all sorts of blood and gore on it. But for whatever reason, Vladislav Haraskevich had that helmet made out. Megan says it's super easy to find with Google, nothing gross on it. No, you're seeing the AI sanitized version. I saw that one too. That one has like faces of, the fallen. But that's the sanitized Google AI version. If you were to type Hersikovich helmet, IOC, body parts, skeleton, unedited, raw, not AI, you will see this helmet, and it's bad. I think there's a couple of you know how like when you get a grilled cheese and you cut it in half? There was a baby that got blown up, and it's actually, like you, what do they call that? Spit cock a bird, splat cock, cock splat. When you cut the spine out of a chicken, the baby looked like that. Spatchcock. There was, on the crown of the skeleton helmet, a spatchcocked baby. And it's definitely not cock splat. Spatchcock. Which that's a weird term to begin with. The spatchcocked baby on the helmet. And I mean, who the fuck wants to see that? But he went ahead and said, do you mind if I wear my helmet of the deceased Olympic team? The whole team's dead. He's the only guy. You may have noticed that when the opening ceremonies were happening, the teams walk out, there's one guy, and it's this guy. And he's got the helmet under his arm. He's got this flag in his hand. He's crying. He's upset. And they're like, oh, here comes Igor Spitchakevich. And that is his helmet with the spatchcocked baby and the limbs and the liver and the remains of all of the deceased athletes. He will be competing in skeleton. I wonder if he got approval to get that helmet done. I don't know. I hope he didn't say anything, because if he says something, I'm paraphrasing. It's almost exactly what they said when he came out, but that's how it is. So now this is an image of him crying in the car. When he was informed, like he showed up yesterday to get ready, and they said, sorry, you asked permission, and we told you that you cannot have that gory helmet. Your Ukrainian skeleton athlete, Vladislav Haraskevich, sits in the car after he was disqualified after rejecting the IOC's plea to not use the helmet that honors Ukrainian athletes killed in the war with Russia. So he's bummed out. He cannot compete. I mean, these Ukrainians have resolve. We've known that. What they say goes in their world. Like when the guy from northern Michigan showed up, they said, all right, welcome. You're on the front lines. Go charge. Charge the Russians. And the idiot said, of course. At first, he kind of was like, maybe I shouldn't do it. I'm not even a member of your country. And they said, fuck you. Go and reach out to some more of your stupid hillbilly brethren in northern Michigan and send them here. And he said, okay, I will. Meanwhile, this guy is making the helmet. He's not even fighting in the battle. He is the only Olympian alive, and that's why he feels terrible. He did not fight in the war. He was practicing skeleton and just getting images of blown up remains to put onto the stupid helmet. Piano Finger Banger said, can he just get a different helmet? No. Well, that's the thing. Ukrainians are stubborn. All right? These are stupid people. Stupid, stubborn people. He wanted spatchcock child on the helmet. They said, no, you cannot wear the bloody remains of the child on your helmet. You cannot have that. You got to put on a different helmet. And he said, I'm not doing it. And they said, well, then you are disqualified. We can't have spatchcock child on TV on your stupid helmet. I wish I had an image of it here. Let me see if I can actually. Let's see. The decision drew immediate condemnation from officials in Ukraine. Sports shouldn't mean amnesia, and the Olympic movement shouldn't help stop wars. Should help stop wars, not play into the hands of the aggressors, said Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on social media. Unfortunately, the decision of the International Olympic Committee to disqualify Ukrainian skeleton racer and our only athlete, because the rest are dead, Vladislav Herkasevich, says otherwise. All right, I am right now, as we speak, taking the time to get the gory helmet. And some of you may be triggered by this, but I think it's in our best interest to show it. Trying to get a good close-up of it so we can see. Okay, all right, this is it. I'm sorry for any of you that are affected by this. Okay, right here on the front, this is a chick. And you can just see her shoulders and head. And that's what they found. That's what they found. This guy here is he's a farmer, and he's holding a shovel over his head. And they found his body from the belly button up, still holding the shovel. This Ukrainian athlete here, what the fuck? This Ukrainian athlete appears to be naked. And again, they were finding a lot of torsos and heads. Now, this is a bad view because you don't see spatchcock baby. And this might be sanitized by AI, I'm not sure. But I think that these are all just torsos and remains. All the athletes that were murdered, they look to be posed beautifully for the imagery right here. And the IOC said no. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, just Google cock splat child. I'm sure that will come up with the right picture. You know, it's not cock splat. I thought it was cock splat, but it's spatchcock. All right. Incredible story. Before we continue, I want to shout out some of my great sponsors that help make this show possible. Specifically, Kuiper Tree Care. Online at kuipertreecare.com, 616-828-8225. If you got a tree and you want to get rid of it, this is who you call. Call or text 616-828-8225 for Kuiper Tree Care. They'll get rid of the tree. They'll grind the stump. Let's say you just want to trim some trees. They'll do that for you. They did that for me once. They've also gotten rid of an unwanted tree. It was a tree that I tried to cut down myself, and I almost cut my foot off. Those Asian pears are a disaster. Anyway, 616-828-8225. Thank you to Impact Power Sports. They have Yamaha golf carts there. They have ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes, scooters, go-karts, dirt bikes. Oh, God, they've got it all. Plus a full service department if you need any of your existing gear maintained or worked on. Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com in Rockford, Michigan. Merchant Automotive, they work on Duramax diesel engines and Allison transmissions on your truck. Merchant-automotive.com. This is why when you're with your elderly loved ones, you need to be careful. And this might be an old clip, I don't know, but I'm just seeing it right now. But what we have here is at an airport, and the elderly person thinks that the conveyor belt that goes into the back where the baggage goes, so you give them your bag at baggage, and it's going to go onto the plane. And then the baggage goes on that conveyor belt into the back there, and some guy's going to take it and throw it on the plane. The elderly person here thinks that this is a moving walkway and gets on it. And no one even notices. This made me actually sad when I saw this because I thought of my father. Absolutely possible for my dad to do this. There's no sound to it, but you see old timer making his or her way. I think it's a her. Look at these guys. She's on her phone. This chick's sitting right next to her. This lady's saying, all right, I wonder where my mom is. She's on the fucking belt. There she goes. Starts moving, then boom, she's gone. They still, now last second they figure it out. They're like, hey, she's gone. Oh my God. You got to be careful. I think that if you had to compare the vigilance that you have to have with the elderly to with small children, I think that the elderly, it's more risky than it is with children because some of the little kids, they're just getting their feet about them. The elderly can still move fairly well in some cases. Not my dad's case. Cole says, is she okay? No, she's gone. They threw her on the plane. They never found her. They sent her to Ukraine to fight. Piano Finger Banger is here. He says, my 75-year-old uncle just fell and shattered his femur. You know, sometimes the femur shatters and then they fall. Megan is here. She writes, I've always wanted to see what is back there. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me with you. Black Belt Nick says, I worked at a company that designed airport conveyors. Those things are crazy dangerous. By the way, we are nearing 1 year, maybe to the day, since we sat together at the special hockey game for the Patriot Cup at Patterson Ice Center. You were running the scoreboard. I was at PA, and to our right was, what is his name again? Austin? Ashton? Boston? Clive. Dakota, that's it. Dakota, who was the goalie for the special hockey team. He is 100% sharp as a tack in the brain, but his body is racked by the effects of cerebral palsy. But this dude is awesome. Nick says they are finalizing the date for this year. No, it's finalized because they reached out to me. I am the public address announcer for the special hockey game, which features people on the ice who don't get a chance to play like regular organized youth sports or high school sports. And the good folks for the Patriot Cup make this a possibility, and I'm pretty sure they have a whole fucking season that they play. And one of the big events is the playing for the 2026 Patriot Cup. Now, I know that Black Belt Nick's son loves hockey, but I don't know if he's going to be playing in it yet. Sunday, March 29th. Now, you are all invited to be there for this. That is a Sunday, as I said, March 29th from 3 to 5 p.m. I suggest you get tickets. You can get them at the door. That's what you do. You show up there. I'll be talking about it leading up to it. And then you get to see this awesome unified event because you got kids that are like in the schools that normally play hockey at the high school level. They're out on the ice, and they're now the teammates of these special athletes who otherwise wouldn't get a chance to play. So you'll see the kids, and I will be ringside. And Nick, will you be there? Because that's like getting the old crew back together. And it'll be 1 year, another year under the belt of Cerebral Dakota. And we got to find out if he's slaying Poon over at Hope. Because I said to him, I go, Dakota, so 1 year in the books at Hope, are you slaying puss? What's happening? And then because nobody talks to him the way I talk to him. And I like to make Dakota feel like one of the boys. And I'm like, you got to tell me what the scenario is going on with the level of Poon at Hope. And he gets bent out of shape because he's like, he tells me in the way he talks, which his voice is completely palsified. Now, I can understand him because I speak palsy, but then he types it out on the fucking machine, too. And I'm like, oh, my God, they all got boyfriends. Fuck. Megan says, "Oh, EZ goes to this game. Cool. Yeah. I'm the MC." Stevie says, "Will there be alcohol?" I don't know. I think there might be. Nick might know. Yeah, I think they do serve. Yeah, that's right. This is one of the rare rinks that they have booze, so that is a good thing. Megan says EZ goes to this game as opposed to Eric Zaitunian. Well, that's the thing. On the mic, I'm Eric Zaitunian. But in the booth, I'm EZ. But I will heckle the shit out of these kids. Unified sports is all about equality. And I am very much all about equally bashing these athletes. I don't care if they've got one leg. I don't care how tightly the umbilical cord was wrapped around their throat. You're going to get it right between the eyes from me. All right? I'm going to drop the elbow on you if you get a beautiful no-look pass and you fan. If you trip over the blue line, I'm gunning for you. And that's how it should be when it comes to unified sports. You have to heckle these folks. That is part of the life essence of the game of hockey, chirping. Anyway, March 29th should be good. I just sent out an entire trove of orders of the Eric Zane Show podcast, stale beer and cold wings defector hoodie. And I just put them on sale. They were $42. If you were thinking about buying a hoodie, well, right now I just took $10 off. And it varies. I can't do it all the time. But for the next 2+ days, you can get the defector hoodie in any one of 8 different sizes from small to 5XL for you fat bastards like Kyler. For just $32. It was $42, now $32. And you can get it in all sorts of different colors. There are 8 different colors to choose from. I don't know which one is my favorite. This one is charcoal heather. I really like this. But then there's a light heather. Vintage heather. For some reason, I really like the colony blue. This is navy. This is cream. That looks great, too. I like that one. Burgundy is beautiful. Black just rocks. And then sport green also pops. This is great. You have 2 days and 14 hours and 40 minutes to get the Eric Zane Show podcast defector hoodie. If you want in, all you need to do is if you're watching the live stream, I will post the link right now. And by the way, thank you to Shoreliner Striping. They have made this possible by sponsoring the hoodie. There you go. I just put the link into the chat of the show. And if you want it, you're listening to the audio podcast later on, you can click on the link in the show notes and off you go. Also, I've got a number of other designs that are there that you might be interested in. Shop. You can even get a pair of socks, for God's sake. Man Bun Chris asks Nick if he's coming to pinball. He says, I'm planning on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you reminded me, Man Bun Chris. February 21, which is a week and 2 days away at Pinball Land, we are all getting together. All right? 1 p.m. at the Corner Bar. I just found out like a week ago that there is some dog shit radio show called Free Beer and Hot Wings. Couple of guys with big contrived voices telling bad jokes. Was hilarious in the wrong way, says Lorenzo. Lorenzo's on the YouTube stream, I believe. I see you there. Maybe it's Facebook. Welcome. Nick is bringing the whole family again to Pinball Land. Join us at 1 p.m. We're going to get together for a late lunch at the Corner Bar in Rockford. And then we walk down the street, smoking Newpos, and march into Pinball Land for a midday pinball orgy, number 3 at Pinball Land. You go in, you give Ryan $10, and you play for an hour. Now, I always say $9 because that's what it says on the website, but for some reason it's always 10 when I go there, and I haven't gotten the nerve up to say, why do you charge 10 when it says 9? What the hell? Anyway, if you want 2 hours, it's $15, and the whole day it's $20 at Pinball Land, vintage arcade, wall-to-wall pinball machines, and stand-up video games. Oh, my God, you will have so much fun. Cole says, aren't you supposed to kick YouTube and Facebook and kick out? Yes, but I forgot to, and I don't have that much show left to do, so I don't even care. I'll do it tomorrow. Sometimes I get on a roll on this show, and I'm like, it's just too much fun. Man Bun Chris says, it's crazy. Shoreliner Striping sponsored your gear, and your show is the same size as the Bigot Bunker. Yeah, I think that was probably the most offensive thing that I've seen or heard. Pellerito ridiculed my mother's death. He ridiculed and rooted for the passing of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. But the thing I'm most offended by is, what the fuck is his name? That fat fuck. Jamingo suggesting that we have the same size audience. That is probably what upset me the most. It's like, you fucking idiot. Have you lost your fucking mind? All right. There was a crack about Tyler that I wanted to get to. Tyler is very, very shy, and whenever we have our events at Pinball Land, rather than showing up at the Corner Bar ahead of time to have a bite to eat and maybe a drink, and then we walk over together, he's so scared of people that he just goes to Pinball Land and keeps to himself and waits for us to arrive. Nick says his new name is Shyler. Holy shit. Why haven't we thought of that ahead of time? That is such an easy joke and amazing. Shyler? We had called him Spooky Tyler, but Shyler that's fantastic. Shyler? I think if I had to choose between hanging out with a known racist or a shy person, I would hang out with a racist. That's how much shy people annoy me. Oh, I can't talk to people because it's spooky. And he's got like a job where he has to interact with people all the time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, it gives me anxiety. I'm a millennial. If I talk to anybody, I need to be medicated. I have to shoot heroin before I go anywhere. Shut the fuck up. So we're going to beat the shit out of him when we see him next time, because that's how it was. I walked into Pinball Land last time, and we had like north of 30 people at the corner bar, and we all walked down as a group. And we walk in, and there's Shyler. I'm like, what the fuck, man? They don't want to talk to people. It's scary. Oh. God. Let me just tell you this. If you do that again, the group is going to physically beat your ass. Okay? We're going to beat your ass, and the women are going to sit on your face until you drown in audience member love juice. He says, I get more access to the games before you a-holes fill the place up. Fucker, like it or not, you are a star on this chat, you dumb cock. God. All right. This next bit of content is going to feature the N-word with a hard R. I'm just getting that out of the way now. I'm not saying it. But this babe who does an HG TV show, and she's from Michigan, Nicole Curtis, is the star and producer of HGTV's Rehab Addict. So, hot chick who rehabs homes. She is a beauty. I think she's a little bit older, too. I think she's in her 40s, which, 40s is the new 20s. Like, if you're 44 now, that's 24. She's 49, actually. 49 is 29. Did you ever notice that when you see images of, like, your parents when they were 29, they look like they're 69? With the way people take care of themselves, people look more attractive at a much older age. Now, that's not me. And I would say that a lot of you fall into that category. But this chick's a smoke show. And now she's screwed. HGTV has pulled it. It's done. And she's being canceled. She used the N-word with a hard R. And I had to find this video because in the story, it doesn't say it. So I was checking out the story, and I'm like, what? I wonder what happened. Clip was posted Wednesday. Curtis is upset. She's working on something in the house that she's rehabbing, and she said, quote, "Oh, fart slur. Oh, fart slur." And I went, what is that? I don't even know what's supposed to go there. I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, fart slur." I think she made up just a random phrase, and I found out after the fact she said, "Oh, fart N-word." In the video, she immediately reacts and asks the crew member to cut the video. She said, "What the fuck is that I just said? Nick, can you kill that?" She says. The undisclosed crew member named Nick responds that it was caught on camera, and she said, oh, fuck my life. Well, it is fucking her life. She's in big trouble now. New episodes of her show, Rehab Addict, were set to air on Wednesday. HGTV said, no go. We're pulling the show. Not only is language like this hurtful and disappointing to our viewers, partners, and employees, it does not align with our values, said HGTV. A spokesperson from Curtis's team sent a statement to the Detroit News saying Curtis is deeply saddened by the hurt her words have caused. Now, that's a lie. She needs to say, yeah, I use that word, and everybody needs to get over it. Because to me, that's less offensive than these types of apologies that are only said because they got caught. Quote, she takes full responsibility for their impact regardless of context. What occurred was a clear slip of the tongue. A mistaken version of one of her well-known expressions spoken after 17 hours of physically demanding work and very little sleep. Even so, she understands that intent does not erase impact, and she is truly sorry. She's been doing the show for like 14 years. This is the 9th season of it. So this has been a cash cow for her. Now, I am going to play the clip. And she does say it with a hard R. So I want you to prepare yourself. Some of you, if you hear this, I know what's going to happen. You're going to lose your minds. Okay, here it goes. You've been warned.
Why? It's my last one. Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said? Hey, Nick, you gotta, can you kill that?
No, I got 35 minutes. I can't kill it.
Oh, fuck my life.
Okay.
Why? It's my last one. Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said?
Okay, her reaction was maybe she has never used that word before. But I don't know if that's going to convince anybody. I think in this day and age that if you say it, I mean, we are all every day walking on a razor's edge. Like if I accidentally said that right now, nobody is going to believe me when I say that I accidentally said it. Nobody. I'm dead. But I am 100% convinced that I will never do that. Man Bun Chris says Maureen is ready. Shyler says Maureen is excited. Megan, there you go. I mean, you don't drop that out of the blue. Alan says, holy big one. Bread Bull Brain Chris says that was a little too easy rolling off the tongue. David says, who says that? Clown of Carnage, great point. She forgot to blame AI. And then Murder Lover Linda says she said that before. Alan says, crystal clear exactly what she was trying to say. All right, she probably says it all the time, right? Man Bun Chris, she should blame it on her co-host like that radio guy did with the pumpkin patch dude. 100%. Blame Ben Glaze. I'm telling you, somebody is going to drop the AI defense before too long. I know I would have done that. I would have just said AI. AI did that. Somebody's trying to, I don't know who did it. It's AI. Nobody knows about AI, but they know that that happens. Okay? They know that some crazy shit exists through AI. So did she do it? Does she use that word all the time? 100%. Does that mean she's a racist? No. Will you lose your job if you do that? Yes. 10 out of 10 times. Can you blame AI? Yes. Should you? Yes. So we're all on the same page. When I say the N-word with a hard R, know that I'm going to say it's AI. And I will get away with it. So, when I start to incorporate that into the regular show, that's what we'll be doing. I'm not saying I am doing that, but if it ever happens, AI. She's the age to have been singing along with Tupac in her car as a teenager. Murder Lover Linda says, my lovely sister is not in the chat to defend herself. By the way, I saw another, there's a few more black people that I'm following online right now that are just making me laugh so hard. It's dad and his two kids, and the whole family's black people, and the two kids are constantly trying to piss the dad off. And the dad is the type of dad who, he talks to them like he's somebody's going to kick their ass on the street. And it's all about black people using the N-word. We've talked about this. The multi-talented Becca Shea, whose husband is black, made it very clear to us that black people using it is a term of endearment. But this guy's pissed off and wants to kick his kids' asses. His usage of it is one of the funnier things I've seen. I don't have it in front of me, but perhaps on the Patreon or for another show, I will feature some of these guys because I've been watching so many of these videos of this family. Maureen is here. She says, I just jumped. Hey, I just jumped on. Heard you were talking about me in the chat, Tyler and Chris. Yeah. We know you're a big fan of this show on HGTV where the chick uses the N-word. All right, folks. Thanks to Frank Fuss. He helped one of the audience members just recently get into an insurance policy. I don't want to say who or why because I was told it's sensitive. But, again, Frank to the rescue. Go to appointmentwithfrank.com if you are in between jobs or you're starting a new job and your insurance hasn't kicked in yet. That's what's going on with this one particular audience member. Started a new job, insurance doesn't kick in for a little bit. Have to get a policy through Frank. Go to appointmentwithfrank.com, book some time, and get after it. It's free. Frank never gets paid by you. He gets paid by insurance companies. Appointmentwithfrank.com today. It is time for the asshole of the day. I had to look up her name because I already forgot it. But yesterday, it was the hyperbaric chamber operators. Today, though, it is the lady who we finish up the show with. That's right. It has to be Nicole Curtis is your asshole of the day on today's Eric Zane Show podcast. Just like that, a career up in smoke. It's a little sad, frankly. Stevie says, dog guy for sure. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, this is a rarity where we remove an asshole of the day and replace it with another asshole of the day. Guy who took dog treats and put fish hooks into the dog treats is much more of an asshole than Nicole Curtis. That would be Joseph Janko Hudson from Easton, PA, is the asshole of the day. Thank you, for correcting me. Your support is immeasurable. I appreciate you. Think about my Patreon. Yeah, so maybe buy a hoodie and sign up for the Patreon. That's right, Patreon, where I have new material going up daily on there. My apologies for missing the Big Fraud episode this week, but we will do it next week with Ben Glaze. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will talk to you a little later on Patreon. If not, if I miss you there, I will catch you on the free podcast tomorrow. Thanks, folks, and bye-bye.
Titties right in the